weeks have passed since rounds 13 and 14 of the 2017 TCR International Series at Oschersleben in Germany, and this car-crunching start to the second race. In all, 7 cars were eliminated by the accident, resulting in some long days for those teams affected to rebuild their cars in readiness for the next round. More worryingly, Roberto Colciago broke 3 ribs in the incident, which meant he would miss the next pair of races in Thailand, being replaced by his Mira Racing team boss.
Roberto is okay, but unfortunately it's not in a condition where he can drive the car, because it's some risk. Because if he has a crash again, then it might be getting worse. And if the doctor says it's not possible to drive, then of course we respect that.
Buriram in Thailand plays host to rounds 15 and 16 of the TCR International Series, the 3rd time the series has visited the Chang International Circuit. After the 8-week summer break, the teams and drivers were keen to get back to competition, with the Drivers' Series now looking like a 5-way fight with only 6 races remaining. 4 of those drivers would race in Buriram, with the injured Colciago forced to watch the races on TV at home in Italy.
I needed Colciago for the championship, and for me it's not so good that he's not here. To first in the friend part, because we are friends, and for second for the championship battle, it will be more helpful for me to have Colciago again here. And also, Robbie, riprenditi in fretta, dai che abbiamo bisogno di te.
Yeah, I mean, last year was not bad. Finished 3rd in qualifying. Then the race was a little bit difficult because we had some engine issue. But no, I really like this track, and I'm pretty confident. I think the How car should be not bad. I would prefer to get to have a little bit more points in the championship, but the last 2 weekends was really difficult for me. With my ribs, I was only 50%, and now I'm recovering nearly 100%. So it's going to be much better, and we'll try to have the same spirit, to score a lot of points. Now we're in the money times. There's only 2 or 3 race weekends left, and we are nearly whole equal. So we'll see. We have to be smart and continue to do like we did the first part of the season.
I won 2015 and 2016, race 1. 2015 from 2nd and last year from pole. So yeah, a good track, but not big confident, because I was also really confident in Bahrain, as I had double win in 2016 and 2017 wasn't that good. So we have to think with the team, work, and okay, it's a track with good memories, but it doesn't mean that we're gonna win again.
I'm looking forward to it. Last year it was a good track for us. I didn't spend too much time last year because we had problems in FP1 and FP2, so my first kilometers on this track was on qualifying, but hopefully tomorrow it won't happen, so we have 2 fully practices and we can test some things on our cars.
First year was really close to win the championship. Last year I won 5 races and I became 4. So maybe this year, as I didn't win as many races and I'm not like a tight contender in the last 3 rounds, maybe I make the surprise. So I don't know. I will never give up, and for sure I have the pace. The car is there. Like, we have a good car, a good team. Who knows?
Qualifying took place on Saturday afternoon, with air temperatures in the low 30s and humidity of over 60%. All 24 cars entered for the event, including 6 TCR Thailand competitors, started the 20-minute first part Q1. The early pace setter was Norbert Nikolic, whose only previous appearance in the TCR International Series was at his home event in Hungary, in which he'd claimed pole position. The unluckiest man in Q1 was Dusan Borkovic. Just seconds after going fastest, Alfa Romeo clipped the tyre stack on the inside of turn 1, breaking the car's steering. Borkovic was forced to pull up, and with the car in a dangerous position, there was no option but to bring out the red flags while the stricken car was recovered. At the restart, just over half the session remained. Was at the lower end of the top 12, but both he and his teammate James Nash went through to the second stage. There was a brief drama for the Opel of Mato Homola, while Tashi found his own way of staying cool while waiting to see what others would do. Like Oriola, Stefano Carini had a few anxious moments, wondering if he'd go through to Q2, But in the end, the come-to-you racing Audi did make it through after a late charge. After a delay to the start of Q2, 12 cars went back to fight for grid positions for both of Sunday's races. Nearly halfway through the 10-minute session, it was the now-repaired DG Sport Competition Opel Astra of Matteo Homola that went fastest, beating the previous TCR lap record set by Gianni Morbidelli back in 2015 in the process. Unbelievably, David Kajaya soon joined his teammate Borkovic on the retirements list when the Alfa Romeo pulled up with smoke streaming from the engine bay. Unaware of the drama, Jean-Carl Venet was trying to improve on the 10th place in which he found himself. But with Kajaya parked in more or less the same place as Borkovic, it was only a matter of time before the inevitable decision to bring out the red flags again was made. There was then a scramble to get out at the restart to set a quick lap time. Homola had gone quickest in the Opel at the start of the session, and so he was the target. Mikulic went second fastest, but was soon beaten by James Nash. No sooner had the Lukoil Craft Bamboo Sayat gone second quickest than Nash broke the car's drive shaft going through turn 3. The job was done though, and with Tashi failing to improve on 5th quickest, a delighted Matteo Homola took his 3rd pole position of the year. This was how qualifying ended, with Homola just 0.004 of a second faster than Nash. Thanks to the reverse grid, Aurelien Panis starts race 2 from pole.
Thanks to my team, and they did a lot of good work. I like this track, hopefully, honestly. And last year it was also good qualifying. I like the layout. The car is working really well. We have a good base setup. And in the free practices we were using just old tires, so we don't know where we are. But yeah, this proved that we are really fast, and just to prove it in both races.
Hello and welcome to our viewers on Facebook, on YouTube and on the TCR websites. You're very welcome wherever you are in the world. This is Mark James welcoming you to Buriram in Thailand and the Chang International Circuit for rounds 15 and 16 of the TCR International Series 2017. This is the scene from about 20 minutes or so ago where the drivers were down on the grid being introduced to the fans here at the Chang International Circuit, and you can see there's a common theme here. It is very, very warm. That guy in the suit, I don't know what the job description was, but he must be absolutely roasting. There is a fan blowing cool air into the Michelin Man suit, but even so, I really wouldn't fancy his job. His 3rd pole position of the year, Matteo Homola, will start from the front row alongside James Nash. Row 2 is Norbert Mikulic and Jean-Carl Venet. Row 3, Attila Tashi and Pepe Oriola. And row 4, Giacomo Altoe, having made the switch of teams, and Kantadi Kusiri, who replaced him. Row 5, Stefano Camini and Gianni Morbidelli, Dusan Borkovic and Dan Lloyd in row 6, Frederick Vervish and Rob Huff row 7, Munkong Satyen Tirakul and Duncan Indy row 8. The green flag is waved. We're moments away from the start of this first race here in Buriram. The lights will go on together, they will go off together, and we will be racing. On they go. And we're away. Matteo Homola on the right-hand side of your screen. James Nash alongside him on the grid. But look at Norbert Mikulic storming through from 3rd on the grid. Tucks in behind Matteo Homola. Then it's Nash. Then it's Tashi just ahead of Venet. We watch the field through turn 1 as Tashi has to run wide. And Homola, just as he did in Oschersleben in race 2, dictating the pace. Mikulic 2nd, Tashi 3rd, Nash 4th. As they come around turn 12 for the first time, onto the start-finish straight, and Venet being edged out over the rumble strips. Alongside Nash, but Nash has the line for the right-hander turn 1. The pair go through together, and it's Venet who takes to the escape road. There is Homola. Oh, Nash locks up. Runs wide, and through goes Jean-Carl Venet and Pepe Oriola. As Morbidelli just took a look at the inside of Frederick Vervish and indeed takes 9th place. Vervish just runs wide at turn 3. Morbidelli takes the position, so it's Morbidelli now 9th from Vervish in the Audi, who is 10th.
Tashi squirming around as he comes through into the start of the S's. And Vinay up alongside, or is he? Vinay senses a gap. Just did they make contact? A little bit of a squirm there from Tashi as Oriola also attacks. Oriola up alongside Vinay. This is Oriola going for 4th place, and indeed takes it. Oriola goes through. As Mikelic backs off, or does he, allowing Tashi to come through, and now squeezing out Oriola, but Oriola in the sandwich between the two Hondas. This is brilliant. They go 3 abreast through turn 3. And it's Tashi who loses out. Mikelic potentially helping his young teammate, but that really didn't pay off. Mikelic holds 2nd place, but Oriola is now through into 3rd, ahead of Vinay, ahead of Tashi. This is brilliant, really good touring car racing. And Mikelic really did not either think that one through or backed off as Tashi goes through. Through goes Borkovic, up alongside, has the line. So, providing Borkovic holds his nerve, as he does, he takes the position. Great driving from Dusan Borkovic in the Alfa Romeo. He now sets off in pursuit of Tashi. Borkovic goes through, so Borkovic takes 4th place away from Tashi. Tashi coming right back though, Vinay still in contention. Now, could Borkovic get onto the podium? Morbidelli 8th, Huff 9th, Morbidelli defends. Alongside Tashi goes Vinay, but Vinay has the position, Tashi has the position, forces Vinay to run wide. That's the scrap for 8th. Altoe ahead in 7th. And contact between Huff and Morbidelli. Huff possibly muscling his way through at turn 3. But indeed, Morbidelli holds on to the position. The Italian moves across. Once again, Huff looks for the gap. The pair go side to side. It's now a drag down to turn 4. The left-hander, Morbidelli has the line. Huff moves out wide. Has Morbidelli done enough? Has Huff got his nose ahead? No, indeed, the Italian keeps the position. There is Borkovic, Tashi, Vinay, Altoe, then Morbidelli and Huff with Kamini in 10th, just behind. Kajaya, there he is in the white Alfa Romeo in 11th. Now, Morbidelli is dropping back. As I was looking at my timing screen, I've just looked up. Huff and Kamini and Kajaya have all passed Morbidelli. As Morbidelli comes back at Kajaya. So Morbidelli takes, or attempts to retake 1 place, but Kajaya, that little 1750cc engine in the Alfa, is a bit of a beast compared to the 2-litre turbo engines in the other cars. Kajaya, has he kept the place? Kamini says thank you very much. I will quite happily take 9th place. As again Morbidelli runs wide. That's Kasiri behind in the other West Coast car. Oh no, is that Homola? On the right of your screen, is that our race leader pulling away? Yes, it is. Homola, there he is at the top of the screen coming into the pit lane. And that was coming through turn 10. So our race leader is out of the race. Our new race leader is Norbert Mikelic. As Homola comes into the pits, the Opel Astra denied victory. So Norbert Mikelic leads from Pepe Oriola by 1.3 seconds. Dusan Borkovic now into the podium places in 3rd. There he is. 4th is Attila Tashi. 5th is, that's why. That is, well, so then, to start the 14th and final lap, there is our race leader, Norbert Mikelic. There is Pepe Oriola, who's pulling over, who's running slowly and then pulled over. Dusan Borkovic goes 2nd, Tashi goes 3rd, Vinay goes 4th. Unbelievable. What on earth is happening in the final stages of this race? First we lose Mato Homola, then Pepe Oriola pulls over. This is the run down to turn 12. Oh, Veneta goes up the inside. He has a look, he touches Tashi. Tashi holds the position. The pair take to the runoff area, but indeed, Tashi finally just manages to edge over the line in third place, just when they thought that Jean-Carl Venet had done it in that final corner. Whether the stewards will have anything to say about that, I don't know. But Norbert Mikelic and a delighted Mira Racing team, first and third for the team. Mikelic first, Tashi third, and Dusan Borkovic. And there is Mato Homola. You have to feel for him. But there is Norbert Mikelic celebrating, punching the air, thumbs up for the camera, and leaving fingerprints, glove prints all over the lens. We don't mind. Congratulations, Norby. He moves across to congratulate his young teammate, Attila Tashi.
It was a super exciting race. I had some trouble at the start because my water temperature went a bit high, so I was confused. But anyway, it was enough to get James and then to move on to P2. And then I saw that we have similar pace with Mato. I also saw that he was pushing like crazy to get away. So also for me it was a difficult decision when to help Attila, because I really wanted to put some pressure on Mato. But in the end we have 2 cars on the podium. Important points for the championships for Attica and for Mira as well. So I'm really, really happy.
No champagne just yet. Norbert Mikelic then takes the victory by 3.7 seconds from Dusan Borkovic. Tashi is third after that incredible last corner incident with Jean-Carl Venet. Rob Huff finishes 5th. Giacomo Alto is 6th. Stefano Camini a relieved 7th ahead of Kajaya, Lloyd and Morbidelli. Race 1 here in Buriram has to be one of the most dramatic touring car races I can remember for a long, long time. But no sooner than we've all got our breath back than it's time to do it again. Round 16 of the TCR International Series is just a few minutes away, and unfortunately there is bad news for fans of Pepe Oriola. The retirement that we saw in race 1 was caused by gearbox failure, the team unable to fix the damage, and so that picture says it all. A dejected Pepe Oriola at the back of the garage will not start race 16. There is the man who starts from pole position, Aurelian Panis. There is, however, the small matter of the double TCR champion Stefano Camini starting alongside him in the Audi. Camini desperate for a good result. There he is in the black and blue Audi RS3 LMS. The Come To You racing car starts alongside with the former West Coast Racing driver Giacomo Altoe starting alongside Cantadi Cusiri, who took his place in the team. That could be interesting. Pepe Oriola not starting, so Attila Tashi has a gap alongside him on the grid. Row 4 is Jean-Carl Venet and Norbert Mikelic, James Nash and Mato Homola. On row 5, row 6, Gianni Morbidelli and David Kajaya. Row 7, Dusan Borkovic and Daniel Lloyd. Frederick Vervish starts alongside Rob Huff. Pepe Oriola resorting to the role of frustrated spectator. The lights go on. We're watching for the front row. The lights go off. Will it be Boutsen, Gignon? Will it be Come To You? Will it be Mira Racing? There is Altoe, who pops up alongside Stefano Camini. Makes a stunning start. It's Altoe in 2nd place. Tashi already up into 4th. So there is Panis. There is Tashi going around the outside of Camini, as Altoe possibly holds up Camini to allow his 18-year-old Hungarian teammate to go round the outside of turn 3. No, it hasn't worked. If that was the plan, it hasn't quite come off. Mikelic is in there too. Tashi weaves. He's still alongside Camini. Altoe ahead. So it's Panis from Altoe, from Camini, from Tashi. So Mikelic ahead of Kusiri. With Homola and Borkovic side by side. Borkovic takes 9th place. Or does he? They run 3 abreast. That's Rob Huff. in the Leopard car, the Volkswagen. Then it's Borkovic alongside. Huff has the line for turn 1. Homola just tucked in behind. This is the long drag down 2. Through the left-hander at turn 2, down to the hairpin at 3. And the Alpha, very, very strong, that little engine. And indeed, Borkovic noses ahead of Huff. Huff hard on the brakes. Last of the late breakers, just nudges ahead. Kusiri runs wide, comes back on alongside Venet, but Venet has the line. All contact, I think, between James Nash and Kusiri. We'll hopefully take a look at that back in a moment or two. There is our race leader, Aurélien Panis, ahead of Giacomo Altoe. Two of the youngest drivers in the TCR International Series, 1 and 2 at the moment. Then it's the wily Fox, one of the biggest characters in the series, and the reigning champion Stefano Camini third. And Rob Huff just taking a look up the inside of James Nash as Homola goes slingshotting past Kusiri. Has he left it too late though? I think he has. Kusiri retakes the position, and indeed Dan Lloyd also goes past the Opel, so it was a brave move by Homola, but one that didn't come off because Dan Lloyd now has the line for turn 1. Venet though takes a little look up the inside. Oh, that's white smoke from Mikulic. That is potentially a turbo. Again, just taking a little look up the inside, and again we see that smoke from the Honda, and this time Norbert Mikulic slows and Jean-Carl Venet goes past, as does Dusan Borkovic, as does James Nash, as does Rob Huff, and so off the track pulls Norbert Mikulic. Aurélien Panis, who has already crossed the finish line. We didn't actually see the winner cross the line, but Aurélien Panis takes the victory for the Boutson-Gignon team, and there will be celebrations. Panis alights to flag victory for the young Frenchman. Ahead of Giacomo Altoe, Stefano Camini will be relieved to have finished on the podium. Attila Tashi finishes 4th, and so moves into the lead of the Drivers' Championship once again, because Jean-Carl Venet, they came into the race level. He finishes 5th behind Tashi. And there is our race winner. And there is Mads Fischer from Yas. You can see just what that means to Aurélien Panis. With Aurélien Panis taking the win from Giacomo Altoe, Stefano Camini 3rd, Attila Tashi 4th ahead of Jean-Carl Venet, with Borkovic, Nash, Huff, Homola and Cantadi Kusiri.
Yeah, just an amazing feeling to win my second race in TCR International was just unbelievable, and yeah, just a big thanks to all my team because they did an amazing job. And after my difficult start of the season, I'm very happy to be in TCR now and with Boutson-Gignon, thanks to them.
Attila Tashi now moves back into the lead of the Drivers' Series, 2 points ahead of Jean-Carl Venet. Camini, surprisingly enough, moves into 3rd because Colciago completely missing this event. Pepe Oriola stays 5th. Dusan Borkovic now just 2 points behind Oriola. Here come the trophies. Team representative from Boutson-Gignon. 1st, 2nd and 3rd drivers and the winning team. 1, 2 and 3 from race 1 back onto the podium, and then the champagne will be unleashed. Here they come. As fireworks go off, the streamers go off in the background. That then is the TCR International Series from Buriram in Thailand. The focus next shifts to the brand new circuit at Zhejiang in China on the 8th of October. Hopefully we'll see you then, but from Thailand, goodbye. Bye.